The cards dealt by death are damned by the ills we face on a daily basis. They debase us, degrade us, and then detonate us. The black body is deemed to be too explosive, too volatile, too violent, as if our legacies aren't expensive.
Today we were discussing the impact of police violence on the mental health of the Black community. And this was an idea that was started way back almost a year ago now. And I wanted to bring that concept and idea here to Cleveland.
I want to open us up with thinking about what it means to heal in the absence of justice.
So this conversation is a serious conversation. I'm glad we're all in this room and we showed up, because it's hard to show up when we talk about trauma. You know, these conversations can be triggering.
If we don't have some sense of healing, despite the lack of justice, we will profusely bleed in every area we go in.
It's not just a protest. We're not just marching in the streets. We're disrupting every inch of this society so people can absolutely see how the system is working.
Trauma manifests in anger, in shame, in fear, and self-rejection. Sometimes we are irritated with our own community and we don't understand why.
Racism is a learned behavior. In my estimation, there's no way to correct a system that's working exactly how it was designed to work.
Taser. Put it down. We're gonna tase you, man. Put it down now. I'm not scared.
Yeah, see that? All right, I got lethal.
I got lethal too.
Drop it. Drop it now.
Cops' job is to capture the bad guys. Is your son currently one of the bad guys?
No.
Is your son addicted to drugs, or was he at the time?
No.
Was he a criminal?
No.
After his son got off the ground, stood up, instead of the officers taking him into custody or subduing him or following any of the policies and procedures, they watched him limp towards one of the officers, and they shot him 2 more times in the chest, killing him.
We demanded accountability.
My name is Brenda Bickerstaff. My brother Craig Bickerstaff was killed 21 years ago.
For Thomas Yatsko.
My name is Alicia Kirkman. My son Angelo Miller was murdered 16 years ago at the age of 17.
Brandon Jones, Tamia Chapman, Desmond Franklin, Vincent Belmonte, and Arthur Keith. Tanisha Anderson was murdered after her family called for help because she was experiencing a mental health crisis. And 2 weeks after Tanisha was murdered, November 23rd, my 12-year-old cousin Tamir Rice was murdered by Cleveland police while playing in a playground.
Death, Black bodies deserve better than being magnets for gun shells. And it's hard not to want smoke when death been robbing niggas of their lives, like black skin tastes best when it's lifeless. Like black bodies are better with the soul snatched out, say God. I'm afraid if I keep living for all my dead friends.
We're here today to have a conversation, a very much needed conversation in regards to the impact of police and police violence.
Lee Merritt, Esquire, commonly known as the People's Lawyer.
I'm gonna start off with a bit of an icebreaker. I was hanging out with one of your members of your commission and a young attorney here who's also a rapper. Poem, the verse, the rap that I'm gonna share with you, which is about what my day looks like on a day-to-day basis. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. They murdered my grandma. Hello? They murdered my grandma, and I've been coping miserably. I take 2 shots of Hennessy because she took 2 shots meant for me. The reason that we haven't seen the progress that we deserve at this moment during this national time of reckoning is because our communities are still in factions and we haven't learned to come together. My mission today is to offer to you all, activists, community organizers, and even law enforcement and executives, we need to begin to shoot the alligator.
I'm ultra black. Before God said, let there be let there be light. So I guess that means I'm black plus ultra plus God.
Our cries for justice and accountability were ignored. And so we began to question How can we change the culture of policing in Cleveland?
The mightiest of them all, blacker than a knockout punch that I have you blacked out by all might and one for all. I'm ultra black.
It's on. We getting ready to write some legislation.
In November of 2021, Black Lives Matter Cleveland, Citizens for a Safer Cleveland, which were then directly impacted family members, got together and we started to strategize on how we can make our Community Police Commission a permanent body for accountability.
Light skin with the blackest bloodline that extends past the oceans with the blackest blood that sunk so I could rise. Blacker than what it's like before you were alive.
We began to organize and work with community partners and different grassroots organizations in the city of Cleveland, and we created what is known now as Citizens for a Safer Cleveland.
Blacker than closed eyes, blacker than before your dreams become anything, blacker than the night sky that holds the stars in place and wishes are granted on. I'm ultra black and black girl magic. So melanated, money could never match up to my value.
We have one of the toughest Cleveland police commissions in the country.
Dope, so dope, I make others expel dopamine, but only if you get a dose of me, a dose of this blackness. Corona, my blackness is the vaccine. I'm ultra black.
And in November of 2021, Cleveland residents voted with 59.6% of the vote and passed issue 24.
Black like my soul stains black holes. Black like pupils dilate at black goals. Black love, black don't get old. It's hard for black to get old when it doesn't have a beginning or an end.
Don't get it twisted. Sometimes we don't get along. Sometimes you can't go along to get along. And we're gonna have strife. But guess what? The commission is here to stay.
I'm so black, other colors work together just so they could try to look like me.
Our Community Police Commission became a permanent oversight body here in the city of Cleveland.
I'm so black, other races appropriate my culture just so they could try to be like me. I'm ultra black. I'm black plus ultra plus God. I'm ultra black.
Right now, it's just like everything is separate and we need to come together as one because guess what? Power comes in numbers.
Our fingers interlock perfectly when we hold hands. Are we much better together than apart? Don't we thrive further at the sight of our peers' success like the sun rising in the morning? It encourages us to take on a new day.
Our biggest issue is just a lack of unity.
There is a death that's happening slowly every day. And so when we're having that happen every day to our spirit, mind, and soul, that we are trudging through life, and that's not the me. That we're supposed to be struggling and surviving through this thing.
The reason for having this conversation is oftentimes we walk around like a ton of times.
Activism to me is empowerment through action.
We have to get to a point of allowing whatever injury or wound to scar over so that we can go to that next process.
We look good and we sound right, but if you begin to peel back those layers, you'll find that we're not really as all right as we seem.
Empowerment not for myself or not for individuals, but empowerment for the greater good, for the community.
We are here for more than the suffering in pursuit of justice. We are here for joy, to live, to connect, to love, to forgive, and to fight together.
I'm hoping that the church can reassert its role in bringing the community together. I'm hoping that community organizers on the ground will begin to set the differences aside and begin to figure out ways to work together as well.